Live from our Kwacha studios in Blantyre, we bring you MBC News with me, Obile Kaisa. Coming up. President Mutharika affirms Malawi's commitment to regional and continental integration for inclusive growth. Minister of Justice urges the judiciary to prioritize community service to address overcrowding in prisons. And Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, signs an MOU with the National Radio and Television of People's Republic of China to strengthen media cooperation and content exchange between the two institutions. And now the news in detail. His Excellency, the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, says Malawi remains committed to supporting regional and continental integration efforts aimed at improving lives of people and creating opportunities for inclusive growth and shared prosperity. Professor Mutharika made the remarks at Kamozo Palace in Lilongwe when he received letters of credence from new Ambassador for the African Union Southern Africa Regional Office, Hilda Suka Mafudze. Charles Wahara reports.
President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika emphasized that Malawi values its strong bonds with the African Union and with AU-SARA in particular, saying the bonds have been further strengthened today by the accreditation of the new ambassador. The Malawi leader stated that it is encouraging that the African Union's Agenda 2063 reaffirms a readiness to contribute meaningfully towards the Africa we want, and Malawi localized the continental vision through the Malawi 2063, highlighting national aspiration to become an industrialized upper-middle-income country by 2063. The president has assured the AU-SARA ambassador of full cooperation and support of the government and people of Malawi in the execution of our duties. The president added that he is hopeful her tenure will further strengthen the cordial relations between Malawi and the African Union in various priority sectors such as agriculture and food security, climate change, mitigation, trade and investment, education and capacity building, peace and security. In an interview with AU-SARA Ambassador Hilda Suka Mafudze, commended President Professor Mutharika for his focus on various aspects that aim to promote development in the country as the AU agenda stipulates.
As you know, I'm here to represent the 16 countries of the SADC region, and the host country is Malawi. In my discussion with the president was to talk of the region. What is it we would want to see in the region? I had to buttress what he was saying about the region, that other regions see us here in Africa. They see us as the very strong region that has togetherness. That integration that we are talking about, that we want for throughout the Africa, we just have to begin from the region. And now having our African Union office here in Malawi, it actually means the relationship that is there between African Union and Malawi. And all that is going to happen in the region with the 16 countries will begin here. All those are the issues we're talking about.
The African Union Southern African Region Office, AU-SARA, was established in 2001 by the AU member states. It is a representation office established to develop and maintain constructive and productive relationships between the AU and member states in the Southern African region, as well as SADC and COMESA. Charles Wahara, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The National Food Reserve Agency, NFRA, says it will only purchase high-quality products from local farmers in order to ensure that there is efficiency in the operations and storage of products. NFRA Chief Executive Officer Bruce Muntali said this in an interview with MBC, as most farmers are harvesting their farm produce. Charles Wahara reports.
The National Food Reserve Agency, NFRA Chief Executive Officer Bruce Muntali, explained that soon the Strategic Grain Reserve will start searching for products to stock the strategic grain reserves. Hence, it is important to urge farmers to prioritize quality to ensure affordable food to Malawians during emergencies and unforeseen circumstances. Muntali was quick to add that the Strategic Grain Reserve is currently migrating from manual to digitization of information systems for easy monitoring of purchases and installation stock.
Well, I think what we're looking at is, first of all, they should make available enough stocks, maize, beans, and rice. Those are the issues which we need to look at, but also quality. They should bring, once we start the buying operations, maize of good quality, well looked after in terms of moisture content, weevil free from pests like weevils. We are also looking at the issues of ensuring that baggaging or storage at farmer level is also very key to ensure that we buy stocks which are of good quality that can also have a long shelf life. In our storage structures. We have capacity in our structures. In terms of capacity, our storage capacity potentially is around 340,000 metric tons. But because of challenges in some of our structures, especially here in Kanengo, we have 8 of our silos which are tilting out of 48. We also have some challenges in some storage structures like in Limbi, Blantyre. Those also require rehabilitation. So that's what we are looking at as an institution.
The National Strategic Grain Reserve has the capacity of 340,000 metric tons, but currently holding 260,000 metric tons as 8 silos of the 48 are tilted, and plans are underway to rehabilitate them and other infrastructure in Mangochi, Mzuzu, Luchenza, Blantyre, Bangula and Mzimba. Charles Wahara, NBC News, Lilongwe.
Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Charles Mhango has expressed concern over the overcrowding of inmates at Chitipa Prison, urging the judiciary to prioritize non-custodial sentences for minor offences to mitigate the situation. Mhango made these remarks during a visit to Chitipa Magistrate Court and prison facilities. Joseph Mbuhi has filed this report, being read by Blessings Gondwe.
The visit by Minister of Justice to Chitipa Prison and Magistrate Court has revealed that the prison is keeping about 244 inmates, while its capacity is 105 inmates. In an interview, Mhango said as the country is planning to expand the country's prisons, courts should also consider suspended sentences, community service, among others. He also said the current government is committed to improving the courts in the country to ensure timely delivery of justice.
In terms of overcrowding in prisons, overcrowding is coming from the courts because it's magistrates who are sending convicts to prison. So these are interlinked. That's why I'm quickly going to overcrowding. Overcrowding in prisons can be resolved by 3 interventions. Number 1 is to increase the capacity of our prisons, which may not be short-term, medium-term, but it will be a long-term solution to the problem. Number 2, which might be a medium-term, is that the magistrates or the courts should also look at the options of punishment which they can give, like suspended sentence. Somebody has been sentenced to 12 months, 18 months. They can easily look at the factors and consider suspended sentence.
In his remarks, First Grade Magistrate for Chitipa, Birengosi, said the visit has helped the minister to appreciate challenges like low and delayed funding, which affect the delivery of justice.
Funding in the judiciary is very meager, and that is trickled to the districts. It's very small. That makes us unable to do our operations, to do our work smoothly and thoroughly as we were supposed to do.
The visit is part of ministers' ongoing inspection tour of government departments across the northern region.
The Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee mandated to conduct fresh investigations into the plane crash that claimed the life of then Vice President Dr. Saulos Chilima and 8 others has commenced its mission on Monday. In an interview, Chairperson of the committee, Walter Nyamilandu, said the committee is geared to conduct fresh investigations that will be in the interest of all Malawians. Austin Fukula reports.
The committee has begun with site visits to Kamsu International Airport on Monday. On Tuesday, the team is expected to visit the Tungwa Forest and Mzuzu Airport, among other sites. Autopsies on the bodies and public inquiries will also form part of the activities. Nyamilandu believes that at the end of the inquiry process, all gaps observed in previous investigations will be addressed and questions raised after earlier inquiries will be answered.
We must not hide the truth. The only way we can have closure is that the truth must be unearthed. And that's the driving purpose of this committee, which is comprised of different political parties. But the people that have been appointed in there are all driven by the desire to say the truth. That's why we bring in transparency and accountability. The whole process has to be accountable to convince people that what we're doing is the right thing and we're not hiding anything else.
President Professor Peter Mutharika ordered the fresh probe after the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Charles Muhango, cited gaps in the previous inquiries. Parliament then constituted a 13-member committee comprising members from various political parties to interrogate previous findings, close existing gaps and deliver a report within 90 days. Nyamilandu says the committee is expected to conclude its inquiries by end of August this year. Austin Fukula, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Presidential Advisor on Parliamentary Affairs, Christopher Mzomera Ngwira, says the increase in the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, will transform development landscape of Mzimba District. Ngwira made the remarks during a stakeholders engagement meeting held in Mzimba, where he emphasized the importance of proper management and accountability in the use of the funds. Evarista Lungu has a report being read by George Mkandawire.
He said government has already directed all constituencies to identify priority development projects that respond to the needs of local communities. Ngwira further disclosed that he will tour councils across the country to promote transparency and accountability in the implementation of CDF projects as part of efforts to fight corruption.
We will be interacting with these people, definitely liaise with the DC and his technical clerks to make sure that we come up with one understanding that we should really work together to make sure that the accountability is achieved in all sectors.
Speaking at the meeting, District Commissioner from Mberwa District Council Emmanuel Brukutu said the engagement was organized to ensure the district delivers quality development projects through identification of capable contractors.
I wanted them to give in their ideas how best we can implement the projects. I think the ideas are coming out. This is also to ensure that whatever we are going to implement is also of good quality and owned by the citizens of Mzimba. There is a new system in terms of procurement the money, which is electronically based. I think everybody will be able to access this and able to know what is there, what opportunities are there in Mzimba. We are hoping that the quality contractors will be identified.
Meanwhile, Inkosi Mtwaro, the district, has welcomed the initiative, saying the introduction of constituency development committees will strengthen project monitoring and help reduce corruption, among others. The government of President Professor Peter Mutharika has increased the CDF from 200 million kwacha to 5 billion kwacha.
You are watching MBC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Mutharika affirms Malawi's commitment to regional and continental integration for inclusive growth. Minister of Justice urges the judiciary to prioritize community service to address overcrowding in prisons. And Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, signs an MOU with the National Radio and Television of People's Republic of China to strengthen media cooperation and content exchange between the two institutions. Welcome back. The Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, has signed a license agreement with China's National Radio and Television Administration in a move aimed at strengthening media cooperation and content exchange between the two institutions. Chinese Ambassador to Malawi, Lu Xiu, said the agreement will strengthen relations by allowing MBC to broadcast Chinese programs, giving Malawians an opportunity to better understand China and the existing partnership between the two countries. Mwai Ntumodzi reports.
Chinese ambassador to Malawi, Lu Xu, said the license agreement between MBC and the National Radio and TV Administration of the People's Republic of China will strengthen the relationship between the two nations, since it will offer an opportunity for MBC to broadcast Chinese programs. She said the broadcasting rights of Chinese programs will help people understand and know the relationship between the two countries better.
We have built real and practical cooperations. China's support to Malawi has changed lives here. Better roads, better clinics, and better harvest. So I'm thinking where we go from here. Probably forward, I hope, and further. Yeah. That means more political trust, more practical cooperation, all on even more solid foundation, reinforced by a genuine mutual support and concrete steps. So I believe, Mr. CEO and your team, you have a huge role to play, not just as reporters, but as enablers, as connectors, as storytellers who can show Malawian people how the China-Malawian friendship works.
On his part, MBC Director General Brian Banda said the programs are more than just content for the national broadcaster because they are educational in nature, which will benefit a lot of Malawians.
The agreement that we have signed today gives us an opportunity to broadcast Chinese content to the people of Malawi. We are told that there is a group of Chinese nationals that are coming to Malawi for a special festival in August. We have been given exclusive rights to broadcast those activities. It's a win-win situation for us because we are looking at the content that we are going to get, but at the same time showing Malawians the different abilities and talents that the people of China have. And I believe that as a nation, we are going to learn and appreciate how China treats its special talents, how China looks after the people who are talented and nurture different talents in as far as their country is concerned. So we as a nation, we are going to learn. Not everybody will be able to attend those functions and activities. MBC will bring those activities in the comfort of their homes.
The license agreement will see MBC broadcasting Chinese programs including drama, cartoons and the Chinese festival. Maim Tumodzi, MBC News, Lilongwe.
A group of women under Constituency have advised workers in public health facilities to avoid selling medical equipment to private hospitals, saying this is against governments and well-wishers' efforts to ensure free access to health services. Chairperson for the grouping, Elifa Bota, made the call after donating assorted items to Mtende Health Center in Mzimba District. Musa Sechewa reports.
Due to lack of some equipment at Mtende Health Center, patients were being asked to go to private health facilities in the surrounding area for services like testing blood pressure, knowing their weight, and other basic services, prompting the Women Forum under Inkosi Chindi to buy the needed equipment. In charge of Mtende Health Center, Dennis Chawinga, said patients pay 3,000 kwacha for the mentioned and similar services at a private service provider.
They could even go just for checkup of BP or just to know how much they weigh as a scale, or just for as simple as the thermometer, just to measure their body temperature. They could even go to a private where they could pay. The
traditional leader, Senior GVH Katokozola Sinda, said the donation made by Inkosi Chindi Women Forum is a relief to the community.
I, on behalf of the locality, I am very thankful because we are lacking a number of them, and many people who had to come here were being referred to Mzambazi, to Eutini, which is a distant place, and it was very expensive to a poor Malawian. So as this group has come here for our rescue, We appreciate and we are very thankful.
In her remarks, chairperson for the forum, Elifa Bota, emphasized the need for professional and ethical conduct among health workers in ensuring that the equipment is used for the intended purposes. A senior member for the grouping, Helen Simwaka, said the group will demand transparency and accountability on the same.
These equipments are from our pockets. No donor has come in. We are the donors ourselves. We sell mandasi, we sell water, we bring the money together and manage to buy the equipment. So we are saying that these things are not supposed to be sold, or they are not supposed to make the patients pay for the services.
Some of the items that the forum donated are suction machines, scales and pails worth 5 million kwacha. Musase Cheyo, MPC News, Mzimba.
Civil society organizations under the National Early Childhood Development Advocacy Task Force are appealing to local councils to prioritize and allocate funding towards early childhood development programs. In an interview with MBC, Task Force Chairperson Reverend Nasi Chunga said early childhood education is key in attaining national development. In 2025-2026 financial year, ECD budget was reduced from 1.2 billion to 300 million, but engagements with Parliament lately saw lawmakers restoring 629 million kwacha to the sector in the 2026-2027 budget. He has since commended the Parliamentary Committee on Social and Community Welfare for supporting the partial restoration of the funds.
We are taking a case to local councils to make sure that local councils, as they make their plans and implement them, they must make sure that they prioritize ECD and make sure that they are financing programs that are hinging on ECD. This we do because we are aware that Malawi is lagging behind in terms of ECD programming, and this is the time that we need to look at councils taking responsibility to make sure that the resources are provided, that all indicators for ECD they start to improve. We cannot talk about the achievement of Malawi 2063 development agenda minus early childhood development, because it is a foundation for capital human development. So government will spend more money on people who have not gone to ECDs because they don't have the capacity and cognitive skills that they can contribute effectively to the socio-economic development of a country. So if we invest in early child development, government will spend less money on the children who have gone to early child development centers as they progress on their academic journey, because their skills have already developed.
The Malawi Bureau of Standards says there is an improvement in measures of the country's standards as the standards are now being recognized globally. The sentiments were made by the Director of Metrology at the institution, Stephen Chalimba, on Monday when they hosted secondary school students ahead of World Metrology Day, which falls on the 20th of May annually. Acknowledging not meeting the standards previously, Chalimba said they are now certified and there is growth, mentioning that science students should be involved at a tender age so that they become champions of the service.
The students are our pioneers when it comes to propagating the message with regards to metrology. Let them grow with the knowledge of how metrology affects our lives, because it affects their education. It's also key when it comes to how they see the role of science in their daily lives. So metrology depends on science, and we are promoting science and engineering among these students so that they can become future leaders in terms of technology development, science, and also in trade and economics. We haven't been doing so well, but we are trying to improve through accreditation of our systems. So we have attained a number of accreditations at the moment, especially in metrology. We have our labs now accredited in mass, volume, as well as in temperature. So we are still growing, and we believe that with this kind of growth, we will be better as a nation in terms of metrology and measurement sciences.
The day was an inspiration to science students who visited the institution. This is according to Chisomo Banda, a Form 4 student from Jamba Secondary School.
This information, I will use it like telling my friends that are out there, like at school. I can tell them that we just do things without knowing. We just do things without knowing like the right amount of things that we can use in our everyday lives. So the right amount of measurements that we can do in our everyday lives, the right amount of measurements that we can take in our everyday life. So I would tell them that the right amount of measurements that we need to take, it is good because it is good that we can use our finances well. The people cannot steal. They cannot steal for us, like as students or even as Malawians.
And finally, in sports, the Malawi national football team, the Flames, will this afternoon discover its opponents for the forthcoming 2027 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers when the draw for the tournament is conducted in Egypt. A total of 48 teams will compete in the qualifiers, with the draw producing 12 groups of 4 teams each. Eventually, 24 teams will progress from the group stages to the AFCON finals, which will be held next year in Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. The qualifiers will be played from September this year before concluding in March 2027. The Flames have been to only 3 AFCON finals, the most recent being the 2021 edition in Cameroon. Well, that item concludes this edition of MBC News. But before we leave, here is a reminder of our headlines. President Mutharika affirms Malawi's commitment to regional and continental integration for inclusive growth. Minister of Justice urges the judiciary to prioritize community service to address overcrowding in prisons. And Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, signs an MOU with the National Radio and Television of People's Republic of China to strengthen media cooperation and content exchange between the two institutions. For more on these and other stories, visit our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You are with me, Obile Kaisa. Many thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Zigumenya mingoli, himbo
It's another beautiful day. Mbola the Sting ndiye program imene mukuonera lero mbuyo mutaka tukugambirana nkhani zosiyana-siyana posachedwa pa wiki